So let's really start diving into admitting what happened, accepting what happened. So, first things first. So, if we're going to approach this from the perspective and we're going to say that I'm trying to own my victories, I'm trying to own my accomplishments, I'm trying to own my achievements, the first thing you have to do is admit what happened, right? Whether it's I got up on time for a week straight, you've got to be able to pull the wool past your eyes and say, okay, I did this. This happened. We're not saying anything good or bad about it. We're not saying that it has meaning or not meaning. We are just saying this action happened. Okay? What I'm saying is that it's easy to get in a robotic state and it's easy to get in an autopilot state. Or perhaps being so far future minded that you don't even see what's going on in front of you. You could be living so far in the future that you don't even see what's transpiring in front of you. You're so focused on building the house, you don't see how you're laying the bricks. You're so focused on writing the paper that you don't see the sentences you're writing. You're so focused on getting a job, you don't see the 5 good interviews you had in a row. You've got to see what's going on in front of you. Okay? And what I'm saying is that this ties into, you have to admit there's a problem before it starts getting better. I'm taking that same analogy and I'm saying that you've got to admit you did something good before you can start reaping the victory of it, before you can start harnessing the benefits. So you've got to admit that you went outside and you planted those seeds. You've got to admit it happened, because if you're able to block that out, if you're able to push that aside, well, then there's really not much else we can talk about with this lesson. If you can't open your eyes and see what you did, good, bad, or indifferent, how are we ever going to get to the point of saying whether it's good or bad? How are we going to get to the point to say whether you should have did it or not? You've got to be able just to look at the world and say, this happened. And I'm happy that it happened. Well, that's a little bit of a second step there. But first step is you got to say that this happened. Now, you may not have much of an issue in this department. And if you don't, then there's nothing wrong with that. That's good that you don't have an issue with that. But if you do have a hard time objectively observing yourself and your environment, I encourage you to, as calmly and clearly as you possibly can, see what's going on around you, observing what's going on around you, and owning, documenting, whatever it may be, what happened around you. Good, bad, or indifferent. So, first step, admit what happened. What does that look like? Well, I got the garbage out. Well, I was able to take a shower every day this week. I was able to brush my teeth every day this week. I was able to call someone that I haven't called in a while. I was able to have a conversation with someone, a stranger at the store. I was able to get my food made for this week. I was able to get to work on time every day this week. So like I said, we're not casting value. We're not we're not doing any sort of value assessment here. We're just simply saying step one, what happened? Just what happened? That's the first thing we got to come to terms with. Is you have to see what's going on. Once you see what's going on, it's going to lead into the second step, which is going to be being happy that you did that action. That's going to be our second lesson. All right, guys, I will see you then.